Hi everyone, whoever is joining me today. This is going to be our first tarot lesson. So we're just going to jump right in because I don't know how to segue. um, so we're gonna just go over a brief introduction of what tarot is and then jump into our first card. Tarot is a tool that you use when you that you work with when you're trying to seek guidance out. Whenever you do a tarot spread or pull a card, or whenever you work with tarot, it's essentially showing you the path that you're on. It's not necessarily telling you your future. It's showing you the path that you're on, and then it's going to give advice about that path. And then as humans, we have free will, so we are able to stray or make adjustments depending on what that path looks like and how we want that path to go. So tarot consists of 78 cards split into two groups. The first group is 22 cards. It starts with 0, which is the Fool, which we'll be going over today, through card 21, which is the World, which we will get to eventually. It starts with 0 because 0 is the number of infinity. Whenever you see a 0, it's a cycle, it's a circle, it's ever going. So the major arcana essentially goes through the Fool's journey, but it's an ever-going cycle. It keeps repeating onto itself. And then the major arcana, or the trump cards, usually depict lessons to be learned, and that's kind of what we're going to be going over in this first series of the Fool's Journey. Each card represents another lesson the Fool has to learn on his way to enlightenment. The second group is 56 cards. It is the minor arcana, or they're also called pip cards. It's much like a standard deck of playing cards. So there are 4 suits: wands, pentacles, cups, and swords. Each have a corresponding element. We'll get into those things when we get into the pip cards. And they all are ace through 10, and then there's a page, a knight, a queen, and a king. So much like your standard deck of playing cards. And the minor arcana usually depicts common situations in everyday life or routines that are just everyday life events that you'd be going through. So our first card that we're going to go over is the Fool, and so to start our journey. The journey begins. A young man, appearing fresh and innocent, full of potential, is about to embark on a journey. Looking skyward, he stands at the edge of a precipice, apparently unaware of the abyss at his feet. His faithful dog barks to warn him of the danger of leaping into the unknown. The Fool's original, adventurous, independent, and free-spirited. Little quote from one of my tarot books that goes deeper into like the Fool's journey. I just like his little definition of it. So in a traditional Rider-Waite deck, that is exactly what the card looks like. It is a young boy, has one of those like I'm running away like bandanas tied on a stick, and he's just happily going about his life and embarking on a new journey. And he has a little dog that follows him that just is his faithful companion. So in the deck that I've been using lately, the Fool looks like this. Can you see that? That is the Fool. This is the Line Striders deck. I really enjoy it. All the colors are real pretty. And whenever you're going to find a deck, you want to find one that is visually appealing to you. So some keywords that correspond with the Fool would be innocence, spontaneity, potential, a fresh start, an adventure, optimism, a new phase in life, um, being carefree, taking risks, and possibilities. So whenever you pull the Fool, pull the Fool. Whenever the Fool comes up in your spread, know that that is going to be the start of something new, the start of some kind of journey. It could mean like an actual journey, like if it is paired with another travel card, such as the Chariot, which again we'll get to eventually. It could mean that you're actually going to be traveling somewhere. But it is that childlike innocence and naivety of starting that journey that is depicted with the Fool. You may be called to make a major decision that will be taking you down a new path that you didn't expect. So something that you're going to have to jump into head first and just have a little faith or trust that this is going to be in your benefit. You might be meeting people that are going to have a role to play in a new phase of life and a new cycle of growth in your life. So newness, and just starting is what the Fool typically would represent. It may signify a period of nervous energy or lack of clarity for uncertain conditions. Again, that naivety, that sense of innocence, like you don't really know what's going to happen, but you're putting that trust into it and you're just moving forward with the utmost optimism and positivity. It also would be something that it also could mean that you need to leave the past behind and get on with starting something new and something original. The Fool is a very original card. He is the initiator. He's the start of the major arcana. So I always love when I pull the Fool. I'm not going to get over pull the Fool. I always really enjoy when I get the Fool in a spread, especially if I'm asking about like a new situation or something, because that just makes me feel so comforted that I'm heading down this path and it's going to be new and exciting, and it's I want to jump at it with optimism, because that's what the Fool represents. Like it's all about starting something fresh and original and just moving forward. It's just harnessing all of that new optimistic energy to move forward with something. Well, that's the Fool in a nutshell. The start of our major arcana, the start of our journey, the start. So we'll jump into the Magician and the High Priestess in our next video, probably sometime next week. Thursday is my tarot day, so probably sometime next week we'll jump into those guys. Okay, thanks for coming.